The magic of compound interest. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. Albert Einstein. This is a big one. It's huge. And it's something you need to understand as an investor. Many people don't understand compound interest. It's not something you get taught at school. It's something you learn when you make the decision to educate yourself, when you realise the importance of financial literacy. Compound interest can affect you negatively and positively. Negative is things like high interest debt, for example. But today we're going to focus on the positive. Compound interest is a concept that has the power to grow your wealth exponentially over time. Compound interest is the interest earned on both the principal amount and the accumulated interest of an investment, or simply put, interest on interest. And this can have a big impact on your financial future. One of the most magical aspects of compound interest is its ability to turn a small amount of money into a large one over time. For example, let's say you invested $10,000 at an annual interest rate of 8%. We're going to use 8% as this has been achievable. This has been an achievable amount to earn over time when you look at historical data. If you invested into a fund that tracked the markets, like the S&P 500 for example in America, after 1 year your £10,000 investment would be worth $10,800. But if you left that money invested for 10 years, it would grow to a massive $21,589. That's almost double your initial investment, and that's because of compound interest. The longer you leave your money invested, the more impressive the growth becomes. If you fully understand the power of compound interest, you will know it has the ability to rapidly increase wealth. And if you understand compound interest, I'm very confident this knowledge will encourage you to become a full-time investor, because you will know the wealth that you can accumulate by investing for 10 years, 20 years, or even 30 years. And a bonus of compound interest is that it benefits all different types of investors, from beginners to seasoned investors who have built up millions over the years. Compound interest isn't just for those with large sums of money to invest. It can work for anyone who starts early and sticks with it. Even small contributions made consistently over time can lead to financial gains, big financial gains down the road. For example, let's say you start investing just £100 per month at an annual interest rate of 8%. After 5 years, you'll have invested a total of £6,000. But thanks to the power of compound interest, your investment will have grown to nearly £7,039, more than £1,000 of interest. But if you continue to invest that £100 per month for 40 years, your total investment will be £48,000. However, the power of compound interest will have grown that modest sum into a stunning $310,867. As per usual, I've got my own negative experience of compound interest. Going back to when I was 18, 22 years ago, I started investing £500 per calendar month into stocks and shares, into an ISA, but stopped after a few short months because I didn't know about compound interest and I didn't have a clue about investing. Based on an average return of 8%, let's see what I would have had after 22 years of investing if I'd have known what to do. Let's assume I invested into a low-cost index fund and earned 8% on average. And let's assume I invested £500 a month every month for 22 years. My total investment would have been £132,000. The power of compound interest will have grown that amount into a massive $358,394. Now, I'm not one to cry over spilt milk, but this example of what could have been really drives home the point. As an investor, you really need to know and understand compound interest. As a little exercise, Google compound interest, Google a compound interest calculator and put some figures in. This will make it personal to you and is likely to nudge you further towards compound interest. If you're 25, for example, put in what you can afford each month, like maybe £500 per calendar month. Add in expected return of 8%, as we've been using, and see what you would get after 10 years, then 20 years, and even 30 years. Anyway, let's have a recap to compound our knowledge of all things compound interest. 1. Compound interest can affect you negatively or positively. 2. Compound interest is the interest earned on both the principal amount and the accumulated interest of an investment, or simply put, interest on interest. 3. One of the most magical aspects of compound interest is its ability to turn a small sum of money into a large one over time. 4. If you fully understand the power of compound interest, you will know it has the ability to rapidly increase wealth. Rapidly. 5. Compound interest isn't just for those with large sums of money to invest. It can work for anyone who starts early and sticks with it long term. You need to invest early. Then you can grow your money over time with compound interest. Just remember, compound interest works both ways. It can work for you by growing your investment or against you through high interest debt. Compound interest is massively important. Learn about it, and I feel that if you understand compound interest, it will push you into investing. It will get you investing early. If you invest in your 20s or even your 30s and you've got a long time to invest, you can really benefit from compound interest. And even a small amount can grow into a large amount over time, even millions, depending on what you invest, how much you invest, what you invest into, and how long you're going to do it for. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Hopefully I've driven the point home about how important compound interest is, the magic of compound interest. If you've liked today's video, if you've taken something away, give me a like, help me with that YouTube algorithm, help me get the channel out there so I can help other investors understand things like compound interest.